Good morning. Happy Monday. Happy day after a long weekend. My name's Nicole Traum, and you are watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you all had a great weekend. We stayed very local, like in our neighborhood the whole time, but it was really nice to just spend time with family. So hopefully you were safe, you stayed close to home, and stayed nice and healthy. This week we are focusing on intention, and intention is a really important thing when it comes to mindfulness and things like yoga and different practices like that. Intention really sets the tone for whatever it is that we're doing. We can set the tone for our entire life, the entire way we want to be or we want to interact with others just by setting an intention. Usually at the beginning of my yoga classes, I'll have everyone kind of pause and think about what it is that they want to accomplish or what they want to reach through that practice. But in a bigger sense, we can do that with our lives. And so when we allow ourselves to have an intention, it just means that there's an idea that we're working towards that maybe is like our guiding light, something that helps us to stay focused, helps to bring us back when we feel a little bit less connected. And it can be just as simple as allowing yourself to feel, allowing yourself to be there for others. Whatever it is for your intention, it's something that we can infuse into everything that we do. So as we move today, we're going to be doing some movement and some breath, and then we'll do a little bit of mindfulness to just become more intentional. I think that's a good way to think of it, because I think intention sometimes feels like this sort of out there word, but we know what it means to live intentionally, right? To show up on purpose. And that's where that intention really infuses in. So allow yourself to sit up nice and tall this morning and lengthen up your spine. So you can scoot forward in your chair a little bit. Make sure your feet are right underneath your knees. So you want to make sure that you're supported. And then let's just take a couple deep breaths here. Big inhale and big exhale. We can be intentional with our breath, just feeling that movement through your body. Let's do one more. Good, and then let's just start to move our neck today. We haven't done any neck stretches in a while. So allowing yourself to just feel, even your movement can be intentional here. Just bringing your right ear to your right shoulder and your left ear to your left shoulder, feeling the sides of your neck stretching. Allowing yourself to continue to breathe this morning, that's it. Sides in the neck, just slowly opening up. One of the things that makes it difficult for us to be very present and very intentional is that we're so maybe distracted by other things. Maybe it's tension in our bodies or stress in our lives. So as we move our bodies and we deepen our breath, we can allow ourselves to find that place where we can be more intentional. Good. Now, as you come back through center now, let's inhale and lift the chin, opening up the throat. And as you exhale, you can bring your chin back down towards your chest. So just moving, lifting that chin, opening the throat, and then exhaling as you round the neck a little, bringing the chin in towards your chest. Nice slow movement here this morning. That's it. And as I said, it was a long weekend, right? So maybe you're a little tired. So just let yourself have the space to slowly open in this one. Let's do one more like that. Big inhale as you lift your chin and then round and bring that chin back in. Good. And then from here, what we'll do is keep your chin parallel with the floor and just start to turn your head. So turn your head to the right and to the left, just moving side to side. That's it. As you're doing this, you're going to feel some things start to open. You can come back to your breath now, just noticing your inhale and your exhale. Good. And then we're going to bring our arms up, so elbows up to shoulder height, and then just start to move, twisting side to side. So inhaling in one direction, exhaling in the other, bringing a little bit more movement into your torso, into that mid-side body. That's it. One more time to each side. Inhale and exhale. Good. And as you come back, reach your right arm down, stretch your left arm up, and just roll that shoulder back. Get a nice big stretch up through the left side body. Compress down with your left hip. Perfect, good. And then come on back, bring your left arm down, reach your right arm up, and just start to stretch up and over, pressing down through your right hip. That's it, just breathing nice and full here. Awesome, and then come all the way out, and as you roll your shoulders onto your back, let's come on in and bring that right knee in and just hug the leg in and feel yourself stretching here. You can sit up nice and tall, and then if you'd like, you can even draw your nose in towards your knee. Let's take 2 more deep breaths in this one. And then we'll switch sides. So we'll bring the left knee in, just hugging it in as you sit tall, feeling yourself as you breathe. This chair kind of like sucks me in and brings me back. So sometimes you have to even lean forward a little bit more. And then from there, you can draw your nose in towards your knee and just breathe. Feeling your breath filling you up and emptying you back out. One more deep breath. Perfect, good. And then as you come back through center, stretch your arms back out. Take a nice big stretch here and just start to lean over to the right and then up and over to the left. So just feeling that nice extension here. Perfect. One more time to each side. So going up and over to the right and then up and over to the left. Perfect. We're gonna come on up to standing. I'm gonna move my chair off to the side. You can use the back of your chair for this one. All right, and what we'll do is take that nice long stretch like a down dog, just moving your hips back. So walking your legs back, stretching out your arms, stretching out your legs, letting your head come down in between your arms here, ears in line with your upper arms, just stretching, good. And we're gonna come in, and this is a really good intentional pose here to let yourself feel that strength, to let yourself ground down. So you're gonna step your right leg forward. You can step it up towards your chair, and then bring your left leg back. Come into a nice lunge here. And you can bend and straighten your front knee. Good. Feeling that stretch, back leg is straight, and then keep your front knee bent, and maybe bring your left arm up. And just take a nice big stretch here, breathing all the way up through the side body. Bend your front knee a little deeper, and then lean up and over to the right. So big stretch. That's it. Take another deep breath. Perfect, good. Come all the way out, come back to your down dog. So just stretching those legs back here, reaching out nice and long, maybe even moving your hips side to side. Perfect, good. And then we'll come back in and we're gonna step our left leg forward now and bring the right leg back. So we're gonna come into a lunge. That means the front leg is bent, the back leg is straight, and just bend and straighten your front knee. Perfect. Just feel that stretch here, let yourself breathe. Let's do 2 more breaths. Keep the front knee bent here, stand up nice and tall, and then from there you can lengthen, maybe bring your right arm up. That feels good. You can reach up and over to your left, just getting a big stretch into that front of your hip, into the side body. One more deep breath. Perfect, and then come all the way back into your down dog. So just walking yourself back, stretching out long, reaching your hips back, releasing your head, maybe even moving your hips side to side. Let's take 2 more full breaths in this one. That's it. And then we'll come all the way back out, and you can bring your chair back to wherever it was before. Perfect. And come on back to your seat. So just notice how nice that feels when you start to get a little bit more present in your body, where you show up on purpose. And sometimes it takes a little while. And I like to remind my students that, right? Just because you show up physically doesn't mean that your body's going to be really excited to go for it. So sometimes a little bit of movement can help us to warm up into that experience. So let's come on back now and just move in slow circles, feeling your outer hips release, feeling your hips get a little bit heavier. Perfect. And then you can change your direction and allow yourself to just feel yourself getting more and more into your body, into your breath. Perfect. And as you come back through center now, sit up nice and tall, and we're just going to move our head now in a slow circle. So we warmed up all the different sides of the neck and the shoulders. So hopefully now this feels really good. Just letting your head go round and round, nice and slow. Maybe a little snap, crackle, pop here and there. Perfect. And then notice your direction. You can change directions. Ooh, that was a big pop. And it happens. Right, let's go around 2 more times, just feeling the sides of the neck, releasing and stretching, letting yourself breathe. Perfect. And then we'll come all the way back through center. And this is where you get to come and take a comfortable seat. So find whatever seat feels good here. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthening up through your spine, sitting however that will really support you, right? So I'm going to sit cross-legged, feels good for me. You can have your feet on the floor, you can have your ankles crossed, just allowing yourself to sit up and noticing what's behind you. So it's nice to barely be scooted back in your chair so you can feel the back of your chair without kind of turning in like this. So being able to sit up and roll those shoulders back and just coming in with your breath now. So we're going to be intentional with our breath today, just starting to fill up the upper part of the chest. And then I'll bring you down towards the ribs. And then we'll bring the breath down towards the belly. And just notice it, letting yourself be intentional. Obviously, we're all breathing all day, every day, even when we're not thinking about it. But when we allow ourselves to be more intentional, sometimes that breath becomes a little more effective. Not just effective in how we take air, right? But also in the way that we can calm our nervous system down. So let's take a few deep breaths here. Just inhaling and exhaling, noticing where your breath is this morning. If you're not feeling anything, you can bring a hand to your heart or a hand to your belly or one to each. Just inhaling and exhaling. Letting yourself fill up with breath and then empty back out. Good. And then just start to bring your breath up towards the upper part of your chest. So inhaling nice and full and exhaling fully. Feeling the upper corners of your chest start to broaden, the upper back, the tops of the shoulders. That's it. Just breathing into the upper part of the chest, the upper part of the back. And now start to bring your breath down a little bit lower towards your chest, towards your rib cage. And you'll start to feel your ribs expand and then feel them soften with your exhale. So usually it's pretty easy to feel that in the front ribs. See if you can do it on the side of your ribs as well. Feeling everything expanding as you inhale and softening as you exhale. And then lastly, start to bring your breath towards the back of your ribs. Feeling those ribs expand as you inhale and soften as you exhale. Expanding and softening, just nice and slow. That's it. And now see if you can bring that breath a little bit lower towards your belly. Just working its way there. If it doesn't get quite there, that's okay. If you want to bring a hand to your belly here, you can. Just feeling your belly expanding as you inhale and softening as you exhale. Bringing the breath down towards the side body. Even into the low back. Let's take 2 more deep breaths here. And then as you come back through center, just coming back, sitting up nice and tall and checking back in. You can move your fingers, move your toes. Take a stretch if you want. Feeling good in the body that you have this morning, whatever your body feels like. Just noticing what it's like to be intentional. So one of the best ways that we can practice that is just by getting into the moment. You can even notice that place where your breath first meets your nose And I do challenge you today to take moments when you're feeling really disconnected. And I know that feeling very well, right? Sometimes we catch ourselves and we're like, oh God, I'm so in my head, right? Or I'm so in whatever project I'm doing. So taking that time to just pause, and even if you just take 10 breaths and notice the feeling of your breath, notice the rise and fall of your chest, maybe where you're feeling that breath, and just let yourself work on that being intentional in little ways. All right, so I challenge you to that this week. I challenge you today especially, and we'll continue to work on this intentional living as we move throughout the week. So thank you so much for tuning in. For your courageousness today, I bow to you. Namaste. And my name's Nicole Traum, and you've been watching Lee Health's Healthcare Heroes Self-Care Moment. We'll be back tomorrow morning at 6:40 a.m. Feel free to share this with your friends, and we'll look forward to seeing you. Bye-bye.